My name is Mike Tholfsen. I work on the Microsoft Education team. And here's the agenda for today. We're going to talk about what's new in Teams EDU, what's new in AI for EDU, and then what's new in Microsoft 365. And then at the end, we'll have a little Q&A time. And so before we get going, I've shown this before, resources, professional development in one place. So our Learning Accelerator information, what's new in EDU, former webinars that we've had, our really nice quick guides, our Microsoft Learn courses, tips and tricks, and all the new updates that have been coming out, little downloadable Teams, PDFs, some inclusive classroom stuff, and then our new products and feature updates. So there's a link up at the top. We'll also paste it in the chat. If you want to go and get all your stuff in one place and also share it with others in your school or district, that's a great blog to go check out. And so first up, we're going to talk about what's new in Teams, and our product manager, Max Fritz, coming at us from Minneapolis, Minnesota, is going to kick it off. So Max, the floor is yours.
Hey everyone, great to see some familiar names here. My name is Max and super excited to talk to you guys about the new Teams. Hopefully this might be a little bit of old news for some of you, but I have new news for everyone. New Teams is the new version of Teams, as the name might imply, that is built from the ground up to be much faster, much more less resource intensive. You know, if you're not a tech person, think your computer is not going to sound like an airplane taking off necessarily if you have Teams and a bunch of other stuff open. But because we don't want everybody to have to relearn everything, it's meant to be very similar user interface. You shouldn't really notice anything different. You know, as Mike pointed out at the beginning, you know, slightly different color schemes is just about all you're going to see different. But it's going to enable us to ship so much better stuff to you in the future, including a bunch of cool AI stuff. Well, why are we talking about this today? New Teams just went what we call GA this morning, which means it is generally available, ready for prime time. So I'm going to post a link in the chat right now to our announcement about that, so you can read some more. Now, you might not see it yet, and if that's the case, your IT admin has to go turn it on for you. So for our education customers, because we don't want to interrupt things in the middle of the school year, we're not going to force it on at this time. So please, if you are an IT admin, go take a look at getting it turned on at some point soon, you know, maybe a winter or spring break, because come June, as our blog outlines, we are going to make the upgrade for everybody. So you've got between now and the end of the Northern Hemisphere school year to make that change. All right, and that is new Teams for you. Moving on to some education specific things. We've got some updates for Classwork, our curriculum management solution inside of Teams for Education. So first and foremost, we are excited to be rolling out right now class notebook section support. So in the past, we've only supported pages. When we released Classwork this few months ago, we've heard wonderful feedback from everybody, including, hey, we want to put a section instead of having to list a bunch of pages out inside of each module. And excited to say that you should be seeing that here in the next coming days by the end of next week, if not sooner than then. So that is one of our new exciting things coming to Classwork. Coming up after that, in the November timeframe, we are going to be launching the #1 most requested thing in Classwork, which is the ability to take a module and use it again. Whether you are teaching a class year over year or term over term, and you want to kind of reuse that material, or maybe you're teaching a bunch of instances or sections of a class, and you want to set it up once and copy it into all the other teams, or maybe you want to share your curriculum with another educator, you can add them as an owner and then they can copy that. All of that is coming to Classwork here in November. We're really excited to bring this one to all of you. Join us next month and we'll talk even a little bit more about that. And then the last Classwork feature, which is actually Classwork and assignments together, is we are bringing it so that you can actually now see your OneNote pages before you attach them inside of Classwork or assignments. So you don't have to remember necessarily the name of that page, or maybe you're not entirely sure it's the right content. Instead of going into OneNote, looking and seeing, okay, is this right? Let's remember the page name. Let's go back to assignments, Classwork, so on and so forth. You're now going to be able to do this all just inside of what we call the picker. So you're able to see that quick preview before you assign or attach the page. And that is rolling out here again this week and next week. So excited for all you get your hands on that. With that, I'm going to hand things over to Leif, who's going to get more into our assignments area.
Okay, so I will talk about the new experiences and assignments and new functionality we're adding. As Max said, one of the things we add, of course, is the new class notebook preview page. So that's great for us to see. We know a lot of people are using class notebook, so it's awesome to see. Anyway, we've been doing a lot of work lately around making the assignment experience and grade experience more flexible. We added things like average grade, return for revision, ready to grade, those things. And now the last thing we're going to do is adding the notion of mark excused. So this allows you to take any assignment and excuse a student from an assignment. So it's not impacting on their average grade. It's not work from doing in the first place. So you can do that either directly from the assignment's detailed experience, from the gradebook, or just from the speed grader to add additional feedback to them. So that's all rolling out in October. Awesome. Okay, cool. I will show this after as well, but another thing I will show as well afterwards is the import assignments and grade setting. So as we mentioned before, we've added a lot of new grading functionality like grading category and grading schemes, which are rolling out soon. We hope to roll it last month. We had some issues, so we're still working on those things, but they will be rolling out shortly. But of course, that is something you set up per class, and it's important often to make those speedy. We can now add an import functionality. So this allows you to take any kind of class, import it from another class, and update all those things into one class in the first place. So a great way to get this functionality. Simple to move from class to class to class to class. So awesome to see. Next thing for alternate grading schemes, we also updated our instance report. So as we're rolling out these new grading schemes, we updated the new instance report. So as you know, you can go into Teams today and choose insights, choose assignments, and you have a new answer report which shows all the kind of average grade. In this case, the grading schemes, grading categories across the classes. And we also update the reports for each user so you can see the students average over time and the class average over time. So all those reports we're rolling out as we're rolling out the new assignment grade scheme. So cool to see. Another thing for us is fun, of course, is we love these turn-in celebrations. So now we add a set of new celebrations. These are all three kind of focused on new style in Microsoft, and they are rolling out in October. So hopefully the students will find fun, enjoy them, and hopefully turn in things on time. That's the goal for us, right? Celebrate those things. Another thing we also have updated is last year we added the ability for teachers and students to upload data, upload videos directly into assignments. That could be as a teacher doing work directly as instructions for the assignment. It could be for students to upload recordings directly as a submission for assignments. And of course, you also add the ability for students or teachers to add feedback. So basically getting a video recording of the feedback to the students. We are now updated that video experience, so you can now add different backgrounds that you remember for each time to time. You can add text on the video if you want to directly. You can choose certain virtual backgrounds. You can change your presenter view to be highlight your picture, everything on the show off. We added new filters, stickers, and ink, and all those things are coming into the new recorder that's shipping out in October. I'll do some quick demos for myself and see if I can share my screen here. Okay, so in assignment here, I'm in my LA period 2. I have an assignment that I just post for human activities with climate change. Anyway, this is a class I had in my school, but I know that Douglas was not part of this particular class. I cannot choose Douglas or maybe Marsh as well and say, you know what, you don't need to use this class, this assignment, and I can just choose them, mark excused, and return directly to them. And that just means that they will no longer see this in their assignment list. They will no longer have any work to do, and it will not impact their average grade. So just return and then move on from the assignment itself. You can always go into the assignment itself and see, I want to actually maybe type as a feedback the reason for I removed this person because sick or they need to do functionality, so that all functionality you track for kind of your legacy as well. The other thing on the show was the ability inside assignments and grades to import work directly from other classes. So if you go to assignments right now, new class, there's nothing really here, but I'll go into my class. I'll choose to import things from new class. There's a new feature here. And I can choose any class, let's say my chemistry class that I have set up already, and choose to see what I have here. And this chemistry class already has set up a set of schemes, a set of working grading categories. I can import those. And now my screen will now have all new schemes and a green color. So once you set up one time, you can repeat the same thing from your classes or your archive classes. So pretty cool to see that, and hopefully speed up the performance for all of you. And with that, I'll turn it over to Samantha.
And I'm going to start talking about Insight's clickable cards in reading progress. So this is really exciting. So now, as you can see, I'm in the assignment speed grader experience. I'm grading my students' reading assignment. And of course, I have all of that data about how they did on that assignment here. But I also have the ability to click on these Insights cards and see the insights over time for how that student is doing. So their words per minute progress, if that's improving, their accuracy progress, and even their prosody progress as well, which is new. So super cool here. You have the ability to drill into how that student is doing over time while you're grading them. So maybe in the feedback, you can say something encouraging like, wow, you've improved so much. You're able to read so much faster. That's something that you can share now as the educator, because you can see those assignments or those insights directly from the assignments grading experience, which is awesome. We also have search progress insights now. So if you're not aware of search progress, that's our newest learning accelerator that just launched this summer. That's for digital and information literacy and helps students learn how to search the web and reflect on the sources that they're choosing and build out a works cited page and just really get credit for their research process. So it's really, really cool. It's a really, really cool tool. I can assign a search progress assignment as the educator for them to do their research, save their sources, and then I can see all of these insights as well. So the searches that they did, how that compared to the class. So if they're searching more terms than the rest of the class, if they're using different filters that Search Coach allows you to do, the sources that they're saving, you can see if their peers are also saving those sources. So these insights give you a lot of power to see how your class is doing on their research process, which is really cool. So we're really excited for you to try out Search Progress Insights and let us know what you think. For Reflect, we have a couple new updates. So there's a new homepage for students that gives you easy access to your check-ins, as well as a way to see your past check-ins and your trends over time. So you can reflect on your own emotions and how you've been doing and see those insights for yourself, as well as our new brain breaks, which are awesome short activities that students can do to calm down if they're feeling stressed or anxious or maybe distracted or something like that. These activities can help center them. They can refresh the mind, everything from like a meditation to a stretch or something like that. There are these quick little brain break activities that are now there in the student homepage. And we have some more cool, exciting updates coming in about 5 days for World Mental Health Day. So stay tuned for those new Reflect updates coming later as well. We've also added Reflect to staff teams. So we heard this feedback loud and clear. Reflect isn't, of course, just for students. It's also very important for adults to be able to reflect on how they're doing emotionally and to connect with one another. So Reflect is now in staff teams, as well as a curated list of questions or check-in questions based on research and school experiences of staff. So it's really customized for that staff experience. And we're excited for you to try this one out as well. We have new Teams meetings backgrounds. As you can see, these are some fun screenshots I took of myself earlier today, but I will show you what it looks like. I'll switch between them. There are these awesome animated backgrounds. We got this one. This one feels like Whoville to me. We got this like misty cloud situation, very mysterious. And then this very calming, like petals, maybe I'm in a snow globe kind of situation. So try these out. We're really excited about these new, I'm very excited about these new Teams meetings backgrounds, as you can clearly see from this slide. And then lastly, wanted to talk about town halls and Teams. These are replacing Teams live events. They allow you to host big events where you might need, 10,000 attendees. They have a moderated Q&A functionality. You can have co-organizers, everything from automated emails that get sent out, reminding people about the event. You have a green room, so your presenters can stage their content. You get support as well, and reporting on, your attendees, as well as on-demand recordings. So super exciting. All of these town hall features, these come with the A3 and A5 Microsoft licenses, which are any of our paid EDU licenses. And then we also have advanced town halls, which just are more people, more languages, Microsoft support if you do have Teams Premium. So yeah, we're really excited about town halls for hosting those big events. And I'm going to hand it off now to the awesome Heidi to talk about AI in education, the top topic on everybody's minds.
Hey folks, I'm Heidi. I'm another product manager on the education team. You might have noticed a common thread from the side of the crowd. So I'll be talking about some awesome new updates in the AI for education space. A reminder that we have an AI for Educators course on Microsoft Learn. Some of you might be familiar with it. It basically goes into broad coverage of generative AI, the basics of how it works, and how you can leverage it to improve learning outcomes, save time for yourself and fellow educators, and increase engagement for your students. All right, moving into Bing Chat Enterprise. So this is one of the latest and greatest AI-powered experiences that we have to offer. It's now available for free for education customers licensed with an A3 or A5, faculty users only. Talking about commercial data protection is a huge highlight here. So organizational data is completely secure with Bing Chat Enterprise. None of it leaks outside the organization. Chat data isn't saved either, so no one at Microsoft has eyes-on access, and chat data isn't used to train the underlying model in any way. So you can rest assured that your organizational data is not leaking. So hopefully you're as excited as we are about Bing Chat Enterprise, and you can trial it today. So you can access it from anywhere that you would be able to access Bing Chat. So that's bing.com, the sidebar in Microsoft Edge, and soon the Windows Copilot. So again, you can access it if you have an A3, A5 faculty subscription, an E3 or an E5, or a business standard or premium license. Let's drill into the experience a little bit. So when you're logged into Bing with your work account, you can see here a little visual cue that I'm logged in with my work account. Then you can use it as you normally might if you've used Bing Chat before. These are some example prompts. Say, I want to create a lesson plan on linear algebra. And you can see above the chat box, there's a reminder that your organizational and personal data is completely secure. Moving into one of my personal favorite parts of Bing Chat, image generation with DALL-E 3. So with Bing Chat Enterprise, you get access to one of the best image generators out there for free. Bing is getting DALL-E 3 even before ChatGPT, so even before OpenAI's very own system does. And even that'll be later this month and for paying users. So let's talk about what makes image generation with Bing Chat so awesome. So Bing Chat will actually understand the prompts far better than before and create images that are both more creative and photorealistic. It's also much easier to use. So rather than having to tinker with your original prompt, you can actually go and converse with the chatbot as you normally would. I'll demo this in a couple moments, but there's also some built-in safety tools. So it's designed not to recreate images of public figures or any not safe for work or hateful content. You can also include text, which is pretty revolutionary and quite different from a lot of the other existing image generation engines. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. So you should see here that I have my Bing Chat pulled up with my work account logged in, as you can see here. And say I'm a physics teacher for a 9th grade science classroom, and I want to create an announcement for my class about the science fair. Say I want some project ideas for putting that announcement together. I might want some, say, graphics. So I'm going to look for some good ideas to create my poster. Marble roller coaster is pretty cool. Or I could do an optical illusion one. I'm going to go with marble roller coaster. So just for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to stop that here. So a poster of the first idea as digital art with, say, the words science fair. And you'll see that Bing Chat takes a moment. If you go and try this out after this call, you might notice that there's some lag or sometimes it even times out. This can happen. Bing Chat's getting a ton of traffic right now since it is pretty big difference with DALL-E 3. So you might have to try again later, but don't be discouraged. Just give it another shot. And these are some of the results that come up. I highly recommend playing around with this on your own. Super cool. And say I wanted to draft an email to parents announcing this science fair, then I could go ahead and do that. Example below. And I will turn it back to Mike now for some great updates in the world of M365.
Great. Thanks, Heidi. Just a second here. Yeah, DALL-E 3, as Heidi was saying, is pretty amazing, and it's pretty free. The other thing we like to say is that all the AI in Bing Chat was GPT-4. GPT-4, if you get it through OpenAI, is $20 a month, and through Bing.com, it's free. And same with, you use Midjourney, costs a bunch of money per month if you're going to use it very much, and DALL-E 3 is free. So we're going to move on to M365, what's new? A few updates here. One is in Microsoft Forms. If you've done Present Live in the upper right, some new updates. So now it has full screen mode if you're presenting quizzes. Some really nice features here. You can get real live feedback from the class using a QR code they can vote. Now there's a new tree map view that shows the choices and the questions broken out, as well as a word cloud. So really easy to pivot between those things. And you can also go full screen. So after they get the QR code, you can hide the QR code and then put those forms into full screen. So that is rolling out right now. There was a tech community blog on it pretty recently. The other one that's really nice, especially for educators trying to save time and being more efficient, students too, but since we've got a lot of educators on the call, it's going to help you first. OneDrive has had a major facelift. So we've cleaned up and simplified the UI. We've added things like super fast sorting, super fast searching. Also across the top right here, you can see these are recommendations. So we use AI to recommend files that we think would be useful, whether they're shared files or files you've been working on. And then over on the left, we've consolidated all the adding of stuff and uploading of stuff into one single button. So instead of having all those little buttons across the top and all the lines and kind of a lot of UI on the screen, it's been cleaned up and simplified. And then there's some brand new pivots like people pivots and meetings. So you can go to the meetings pivot and see all the meetings you've had with different people that show up there, or all the people you interact with. So it's got a full update. I actually put out a new YouTube video on this yesterday. So if you want to see these things in action, on my YouTube channel, we can post in there later. There's a nice detailed video. It's about 7 or 8 minutes long, so it's not a huge time commitment. And the last thing is Immersive Reader has been added into LinkedIn for big published posts. So making LinkedIn more inclusive, we've added the Immersive Reader. So any article, one of those long articles you might find in LinkedIn, you know the Immersive Reader, which I think a lot of you do. You can click the little open an Immersive Reader button. Now you can get the text, you can do line focus, you can do translation, read aloud, all those different things. So that's in LinkedIn now. We hope to bring it to more places in LinkedIn in the future. And so with that, we've wrapped up the main part of the webinar, and we're going to move into Q&A. And so what I'll do is I will unlock so anyone can unmute their microphone to ask a question, or you can put these things into the chat. The other thing I would mention is that if you want to get a copy of the deck, it's right here. There's a QR code, and also you can get the link right there. So you can right-click on the screen because this is PowerPoint Live. You right-click on that link, and you can say copy link or click that link, and it should open it right up.